on any radar screens. We're joined now by two military experts with long resumes as we wait this news conference. Captain Chuck Nash, former Navy captain and Fox military analyst, and Stephen Yates. He's the CEO of a company called DC International Advisory. He also served as the White House Deputy Assistant to the VP for National Security Affairs from 2001-2005. And you, as I understand it, Stephen, do, of course, focus on how to secure different areas and regions. Does this make us have to completely throw out whatever playbook we had here in the U.S. at places that look like soft targets?
We definitely have to take a new look and take a different approach, and it's not just in the United States. The Western military have been targets of these guys for some time. Of course, there was an attack in Little Rock, Fort Hood, infamously, but also in London and in Ottawa. There was a Canadian soldier that was murdered while guarding a memorial there not long ago. We have to make it so that the enemy at least doesn't have confidence they know where the soft targets are. We don't necessarily have to arm every military personnel everywhere in the world at all times, but the enemy shouldn't know when they're most vulnerable.
Well, the enemy has been very obvious and very honest with us, Captain Nash. And again, I want to apologize to both of you. If somebody gets before that microphone, we need to get right in front of it. I know you understand. But Captain Nash, they were so honest. They gave us a map and a flashlight. They, in essence, said we will attack during the month of Ramadan. We will hit soft targets. All we really needed was to look at Paris and the Je suis Charlie horror that happened there. Why can't we be more prepared?
Because what started was the disarming of U.S. service personnel in the United States. Started during the Clinton administration. It was signed into being in the George Herbert Walker Bush administration, where we disarmed people. We were concerned about safety and things like that. But that was a different world, as Stephen points out. It was a different world back then. We were, you know, WW Cold War, and now all of a sudden you've got a spontaneous threat that pops up through one-way blast advertising, looking for weak minds or the religiously committed. So you've got both who are popping up spontaneously as these wannabe jihadists, where they go out and they kill people. And of course, we've got, not only do we have our personnel in these recruiting centers, which are out inside the public, not behind armed guarded gates, but they've got gun-free zone stickers on the door.
4 minutes, guys. We just got a 4-minute warning for the news conference. We just want to let you know that any minute now, we may be seeing some new revelations about exactly what happened. Stephen, now what? Do we start to make sure, and there are thousands of reservist offices around this nation, do we start having to protect them? You know, you go back to the old, well, then the terrorists win. But you know what? No, they lose, because we're ready for them if we start to change the way we look at potential threats.
Well, if we're safe, we don't lose. And I think the most important thing that must be done is we need to deal a decisive defeat to ISIS overseas. That is basically the energy that is animating this recruitment and some of this activity.
How do we do that?
If they see, well, there's many things we need to do, but a little bit of shock and awe can go a long way. Minimal airstrikes and minimal degradation of their forces there while they continue to hold major territory is a big problem. We also should be using all of our cyber capabilities to monitor and defeat some of what they're doing with social media recruitment. But here, I don't think it's that much of a problem if we remove some of those stickers that Captain Nash was talking about and make it so that they at least have to doubt whether they're walking into an area where people are trained, capable, and trusted to defend themselves.
Stand by.